Box. I'm here with Odie today. I don't even know your last name. Is it really Joseph?
Yes.
Is it really?
Yeah. That's
I thought
my
you were
last name.
just like doing kind of like a Prince thing where it was.
Yeah. Oh, I usually go with that, but at the same time, like people like formally, that's my last name.
Okay.
Yes, Odie's my first name, but then after so many headaches of trying to like get people to pronounce it right, I'm just like, let's just go.
Odie?
Yeah.
Really?
It's phonetic, but people have
Am I
trouble.
saying it right?
Yeah, that was right.
Okay.
Yes, it's phonetic, but the problem is that people will still add and remove letters. And so
Like what?
People have added, like in my yearbook in high school, somebody put Odegar. And one person told me my name sounds like a disease.
Shut
One
up.
person like
Rude.
Yeah, it was the high school people. And then one person said it sounded like a Colgate commercial. And then people in general throughout
Eugene?
from ever since I entered into the scholastic system up till now, it's just been like, oh, that's like, how do you pronounce that? And then you tell them, and then this is why I don't even tell people the correct Haitian pronunciation, because then it's just
What is it?
Haitian pronunciation is Odie.
Odie.
Yeah,
I like
but the
that.
problem is that if they can't get it the English version, then I don't even want
yeah.
to try with it, because then it's just like a whole entire thing. But yeah,
It sounds like a book author or
yeah,
something.
but
you
and
know?
then so now everybody is just like, oh, from growing up, it's just been like, oh, okay, so like, then people the thing that's happened a lot is that people switch it. People will see the foreign name, they think last name. And so my name has gotten switched a lot.
Like your first name's Joseph?
Yeah. They're just like, well, Joseph is the first name. I was like, that's great. It's not mine. It's not my
That's so weird.
Yeah, to the point to where I was signing up for a biometric screening one time. And then you have to sign the form. You have to write the form, filling out your name, and then bubble in the letters under it. And she said, oh, like, it looks like you, like, put your first name as your last name. And your last name. I was like, no, that's my name.
God.
5 minutes after I, like, filled it out and bubbled in the letters, she
That's
asked me,
insane.
it's like, oh, I think you made a mistake with your name. And so,
That is weird.
With your name.
yeah.
That's like Noe was on.
Yeah.
And he was
just about to
talking
say.
about his name and how people didn't pronounce it correctly in
Yeah.
school. They called him Noe. Noe?
Yeah.
There's something like that. And his 3 letters.
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
letters.
It's people have trouble sounding it out, I guess.
Well, do you prefer Odie?
Yeah.
Or
I
Odie?
I go by Odie and Odie formally. And then
Okay.
my family calls me Odie. Oh no, they call me Junior because I'm a junior. My dad was senior. And
Okay.
then but
That was one
Haitian-
of my questions if you had a nickname. So
Yeah.
That's
Junior is like my nickname with my family members, and then nickname with everybody else is Odie.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody usually just goes by Odie.
I like Odie.
Mhm.
I had a cat named Odie once.
Okay.
I loved that cat.
All right.
And then got
Yeah.
eaten by a coyote.
Oh
But,
wow.
Yeah, we don't need to go back to me. We can stay on you. But okay,
She said,
so
let's just not.
let's just not even go to that story. Okay, so this is what I've got on you, that you are a software engineer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm nervous about that because I know nothing about software engineers.
Yeah.
And then instructor,
Mm-hmm.
dance instructor with the community. Well, you can go ahead and talk about it. And a small health problem a ways back, right?
Yeah. Kind of small.
I know, but I mean, I'm just going to let you talk about it.
Yeah.
That's a little foreshadowing for you.
So software engineer. I got into it. Like Nicole actually got me into it, because Nicole went to
I
the.
read that.
It's from Nashville Software School. I went to a coding boot camp for a year from January 2016 to 2017.
Okay, wait. Before we go into that, like, you're Haitian.
Yes,
So how did you end up in Nashville?
I was born in Haiti and raised in Nashville. We came here as refugees,
Oh, wow.
and so then
Okay.
we just been here since '93.
Okay.
And so then then everybody kind of like did their own thing, but I just kind of stayed. My mom's down the street,
So why Nashville? Like, how did?
No, we didn't have really. I don't think we had a choice.
You were just like
I don't know
this?
how to. I don't know how that went. I think the government decides where you go if you're a refugee, but I don't think we really had enough knowledge to just be like, yeah, we want to go to Nashville, because normally Haitians go. The Haitians that I know have gone to like Miami or like up north to like Boston, New York area, but they haven't really like. There's a Haitian community in Nashville, but we didn't know much about Nashville at the time. It's just we just kind of landed here.
What's the language?
In Haiti? Mm-hmm. Haitian Creole.
Like,
Haitian Creole, you learn
say something
from the community, right?
It's not just you.
Right? So, like, you learn the language in the community. It's not taught. It's more so picked up. It's like oral tradition. It's like you learn by it's being spoken to you, and then you just kind of pick it up in the community, and then you learn French, English, and Spanish in school. And then you can take it as far.
So say something. What does it sound like?
What do you want me to say?
I don't.
I think
Hi, my name's Odie,
said,
and I'm a brilliant dancer.
What happened?
I think, Odie. I think Noe said, I don't think you're going to understand what I'm saying in Spanish. I think.
Oh.
So, whatever.
Yeah, say that.
Yeah, you know, it's like when you're like, for example, if somebody's asking you, it's just like, do you understand what I'm saying? You could say something like, but and then they say it to you like, okay, you know what I'm saying, right? And then if you look at them with like wide eye, and it's like upagopon, and so they're asking you, you understand what I'm saying? And so they say it a lot, and like when they're having conversations, they'll say it's like this. It's like almost like the equivalent of you know what I'm saying,
Right.
yeah.
Do you speak it a lot? I mean,
Yeah, I speak it a lot with my family, with my mom, especially when like translating things, especially. Having like gone through and grown up here.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Is it a mix of French, English, and?
It's like a mix of French, some African languages, and a little bit of Latin, because it's like it's like a phonetic, like very intentional version of French.
I was gonna say it sounds French to my.
Yeah,
say something
because
else.
It's a mixture of the the colonizers, the French, and an African language put together. So that's why it's like it has a lot of French in it, because the slaves that they brought to Haiti, and then the French colonizers mixed it together, and then they created that language to be able to talk to each other.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then you just went on and started and took French. What, in school? Or?
No. I didn't go to school. I came here when I was 3. And so I didn't get a chance. I went to school like a regular, like American kid, but my brother and sister were able to go to school before we came here because they were
3.
older.
So like, I mean, how do you, I guess your mother was speaking the language to you. So.
Yeah, she brought us 3, and then she just kind of figured it out and did it with us 3.
So
and then
with you guys moving here, what you said, it's a refugee situation. That's the way you're describing it is like the formal process as well. So can you give us an elaboration a little bit on kind of like the process of coming to this country as a refugee? Because you were mentioning that you didn't necessarily have a choice in where you went, for example, like this kind of thing. So like just kind of the process, and also I guess your family, if they had specific reasons why they were coming here, and was it your parents? Yeah.
So the process, I'm not familiar with like how it worked. I'm just more so familiar with like they chose for us. The way that my mom describes it is that the U.S. government brought us here as refugees to kind of escape violence, because it was very violent back then. Because what happened is that, so my dad got assassinated, and so 4 months after that we came here, and so my mom had to go identify his body. And so the way that she described it is that the U.S. government saw that she was not trying to like bamboozle them, and then so they were like, oh, because she's trying to escape.
Why was your dad
she's like
assassinated? What did he do? What?
I don't know.
Did he hold like an important role?
Yeah.
No, it's not anything like that. It's more so like street stuff, from what I gathered. It's a sense of just like, when I don't know who just kind of set that up, But
But it wasn't random. It wasn't like random violence.
no, it
was
wasn't like random violence. It was one of those, but there had been just a lot of like violence in general going on at the time. And so the way that she described it was that after the officials saw that like she was legit, she's not really trying to like pull one over at anybody, and then she's like a single widow of 3 kids, and so they just kind of brought her here. Is how it was explained to me. And so
Oh my God, how
I didn't
sad.
know much about. I didn't find out about it until I was like 12 because I
Really?
was like 3.
Yeah.
And so we didn't really talk about it. And so I was like, who's this person in our family pictures? And then that whole thing spiraled a whole conversation about, oh, this is actually your dad. He has the same name, and this is what happened.
Oh yeah,
to
because
him.
you're a junior.
Yes, he has the same name.
Wow. I didn't even think about that part. So because you're wow.
That's so sad.
Yeah, she's been through a lot. She's the widow twice now, and so
Really?
she's kind of like she's been through like a ton. It's like my mom is like very inspiring to me because you would never know everything that she's
What
kind
she's
of been
been
through
through.
because she's very stoic and she doesn't like to
Ruminate
yeah,
on it.
she's like, yeah, she just wants to. I think it's because she's the oldest of my aunts and uncles, and she just has to feel like she has to like hold it together for everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's very, very strong. Very just has survived a lot,
Yeah.
and then has now like come here and then like raised the kids, and she's as far as like immigrant parent standards, she's accomplished the goal that she set out to. It's like come to America, get your kids like a better life.
Right.
All of us did that, and now she's an empty nester, and so now it's just like she could just sit and relax now. I think
She's gonna get married again.
no,
Yeah.
probably not. And so
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Did both of the situations happen in Haiti?
No. The first one did, my dad, and then later on she remarried, and then he died of colon cancer 3 days before my 25th birthday, and then that one was the October prior. She had lost her sister, my aunt, to I think some kind of disease, and so
my God.
she just had a lot of grief.
She's had a lot, yeah.
And her family, cousins she's close with, like my aunt, her first husband, her second husband. And so she's like, I don't think she's really focused on, oh, let me find me another husband.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
She's more focused on, is my family okay? I need to take care of my family. And so she'll call me, she'll call my siblings. She's like, everybody good? Everybody okay? Are you eating or whatever? And
Are you firstborn?
No, I'm the youngest.
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
okay.
I'm the youngest of 3. And so we all came, if there's one thing that we all agreed on was we're going to go and just get educated and just get a career. and
Make her
just-
sacrifice worth it.
Yeah, and just kind of live our lives and be like, and just kind of just because we all agreed on it. It's like, okay, we know we need to we need stability, and we know we need to get educated. We know we'd have to have like a stable life. We all 4 of us just agreed on it, and then we all just went and did it.
Yeah.
And so like my sister's a doctor, my brother is
Wow.
like a manager in a logistics company, and then I'm a software engineer.
So were you always interested in computers and that kind of stuff? Is
No,
that what?
I just got
pulled
into
you
it
in that
because Nicole was like, so Nicole did the software school.
I did not know that.
She did it the year before I did.
We talked to her
sat-
forever. She didn't mention it.
She's like,
heck?
she's technically, and then she became like a junior engineer. And then so she was
What?
just like, I was just like, Nicole, I need a career. Like, I just want something stable that I enjoy that gives me like financial stability. She's like, you should try this software engineering thing. You're the creative type, and I think it'd be good for you. So I went through the school, graduated, and got a job, and then been in
Okay,
it
so stop for a
ever
minute.
since.
You just said you're the creative type. So that was one of my questions. Do you feel like being a creative helps you in this job? Because, like, I feel like I'm a creative type, but there ain't no way.
Yeah, creative
That I would-
type, because creativity comes in different forms, right? Creativity doesn't necessarily have to be only scoped to the arts. It could just be the way that you think about problems, the way you think about solving problems. And so
Yeah. Do you have to be really good in math?
no,
Okay.
not
That's
necessarily.
surprising. That's surprising. To me. I
Yeah,
would have thought.
it depends on the field that you're going into. If you're a software engineer in like a finance company, maybe, or if you're a software engineer who's trying to manage accounting systems, if the company that you work at requires math, then you as an engineer are probably going to have to require it too. And so if you're managing like statistics,
But did you have an idea on? I had no idea that there were so many branches of it.
Yeah.
Well,
I
because you're
didn't
talking about
have-
software as a very general term, right?
Like it's software engineering has to do with like you're engineering a computer to do whatever you need to do. Then when you talk about technologist is the better general term in a sense of you have different branches of technology that you can go into. You're, as a byproduct of being a software engineer, you are a technologist of a specific sector. But if you're a data scientist, you're a technologist. If you're let's say a database engineer, you're a technologist but you just specifically work on those things. But there's different other. Like you can be a software engineer who has cloud skills, who has AI skills, who has
Right.
design skills and to design websites and stuff like that. Because a software engineer is broad, but specialization is where the specific comes in.
So what's the difference like between coding or being a programmer or doing what you do?
They're the same thing. Programming and
Okay.
coding are the same thing because you're coding the computer or programming the computer through the
So you're
language of
writing the code.
Yeah. So code is the programming language that you use is what you use to talk to the computer at whatever level the programming language is. And
Okay.
so then you write it down, and then the computer, if it's a compiling language, will compile it down to binary ones and zeros to then talk to the actual computer. Right? And
So have you ever made like an Excel sheet before, for example, or like a Google sheet or something like that?
Yes.
So an Excel, like on an Excel sheet, like to me this is like a very basic level of it, but
Yeah.
you can format rules, right? To where like if you type certain things, it changes colors automatically, right?
Yeah.
So that's like a form of like communicating with the computer. You type in if this field contains this,
Yeah.
you type it in and code it, right? But then that's all you have to do, and then when that occurs, the computer itself will change that color. You don't have to go in there and change that color.
But then what do you do?
Under the hood, so in this specific case, a programmer under the hood or engineer under the hood who, let's say they worked on Excel, would underneath the hood is a
Like of a
person
car? Is that what you're trying to-
In a sense,
okay.
yeah. Underneath the hood, the person who made Excel, the programmers who made Excel are the ones who set it up to do the things that they're wanting to do, right? So if you want every time you click a button for it to say hello to you, then somebody has to go into whatever app that is and under the hood write the code that does that and then ship it, and then it goes out to the public, and then now every time you click this button, it says hello.
Okay. I feel really
That's a great way to
stupid.
explain it, though, because what I just described is like what he allows me to do because of what he did, is what he's saying. So, like,
Right.
I wouldn't be able to format that table if he didn't code it to allow me to format that table, right?
Yeah.
So he's like the back end of the back end
Yeah,
of the back
I
end
get
of the back
that.
end.
I'm just absorbing all this. So like when you started school, did you like
No.
feel like for me, if I walked into a class like that, I would have major imposter syndrome. Like
Well,
I
yeah.
would be like,
Everybody
there
is
ain't no
like-
way.
It's because everybody comes in at different levels of understanding, and everybody picks it up at different speeds. It's just like with dancing. At the very beginning, a lot of beginners come in and they're just like, I don't know my
Yeah.
left foot from my right foot, right? But it's the same thing.
I
It's
mean,
a
is that
skill.
how you came in?
In a way, yeah. But it depends on like how far you go will depend on how curious you are. In a sense of like if you just, oh no, this is gonna be hard. It's going to be hard then. Whatever
Right.
you say it's gonna be, it's gonna
So
stay
you
that
walked
way.
in with an optimistic mindset.
Yeah, I walked in curious to see, well, what is this? How do these things go? And then I began to kind of learn because
Right.
but they don't start you off in the deep end. They start you off at you're
Well,
gonna put
clearly,
like,
yeah, you'd
yeah,
have
you're
to
gonna
start
put-
at the shallow end.
Yeah, and so the more you get into it, the more comfortable you get over like doing it over and over and over again. Because it's a
Yeah.
boot camp, it's not necessarily lecturing you on theory the whole entire time. It'll give you a little bit of theory to kind of get you along, but
Right.
then at the same time, it's like, okay, your task now is to make this page, and I just need you to do X, Y, and Z. Yeah, with everything that you've known so far based on the course material. And if you are confused about what's happening, just go back in the course material. How do I do that thing again? Because there's no way, no matter how experienced you are as an engineer, that you're going to remember everything. Every single
Yeah.
day, you're going to Google something, probably.
What about like AI tools like now?
Yeah.
Do you-
AI tools are promoted to be used a lot more in development to kind of speed up productivity, to help you along, but they only enhance what's already there. Well, depending on how you use it, in a sense of if you are someone who's strong in your fundamentals, and if somebody who's like adept and like knowledgeable and skilled, then it's going to enhance that. But if you're someone who's not, then it's going to just cause you more problems because AI is not accurate. But
Well,
if you
do
know,
you write the codes and all that for AI, like for Chat GPT? Do you?
no, I just use the AI agents to check the code, point out any flaws, and you have to, if you're using it, you talk back to it in a sense of you never accept, I usually never accept the first thing that it gives me in a sense of just like,
What
well,
gives you?
it gives you, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so if it tells you, hey, this is like, you should probably go down this route. I'm just like, well, why do you think you should go down this route? Based on the architecture of the code, it's saying X, Y, and Z. Why do you think that should be it? And then it's like, oh, yeah, you're right. Actually, I was wrong in this, that, and the other. So you make it, but you're only able to do that if you're skilled enough in your, like, experience before AI came into the picture. But even then, getting into it newer, if AI is new to you, you can't the idea is never outsource your thinking and your brain to the agent, to AI.
That's a great rule of thumb. That is a
Yeah.
great rule of thumb. And it's
If you-
hard to do,
Yeah.
but it's a great rule of thumb.
It's one of those things to where it's nice that it can give you these answers quickly, but the answers are not accurate. That's why in ChatGPT and Claude, they usually have like a fine print at the bottom. It's like, this makes mistakes. Please check your work. But it's very small. And
Oh, I've never read it.
because it's very small and at the bottom. Right?
I even have
And
my
so-
glasses on. I still don't read it. It
Yeah,
must be
but-
tiny.
It's one of those things to where you can't take everything as like the golden rule that it says.
Okay, let me ask you this with Chat GPT. If I ever get on and ask a question, I feel like they already kind of know me, and so I feel like it's already skewed a little bit.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going in with like a design question or something,
Yes.
then they go back and go, well, I know that you love like historic homes and you love these colors. So yes, I think this is a great color, but then what if it's not? Like I feel like they're just trying to appease me
Because
sometimes.
Then
that make sense?
It's a big-
it's very skewed to confirm. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, what you're saying is right. It's like that friend who always agrees with you,
Yes.
but never keeps you accountable.
There's a case right now, where, and they lost, by the way. I'm pretty sure it's already over that they lost, where it was like a murder. And like where it just told them, it confirms your delusions. It confirms.
Yeah.
So if you sit there and you talk to it and you say, "Am I the smartest person on the planet?" and all these other people just should fuck off, basically. It'll be
Right.
like, you are the smartest person on the planet. They should all
yeah.
fuck
Well,
off.
I mean, I know people use it for therapy, which I think is crazy.
So
but
point being, is that
It's
that's
like
a problem
it's
across the
going
board with it.
to side with you most of the time unless you prompt it in a way beforehand to not do that. You have to do a lot
Okay.
of configuring to get the accurate answers. And then even if you, whatever answers that it gives you, you always have to scrutinize.
But that's on me. That's not on like a software engineer.
Yeah, that's on you as a person using it.
Okay.
The software engineers, the engineers, I should say,
But I thought you were working under the hood. So
those
if
are
you-
different engineers.
Oh,
Those are machine
okay.
learning engineers. Those are
Okay.
AI engineers, right? The
Okay.
people who are, because it's the data that it's being fed are being fed by engineers, are being fed by people who know the engine, or who knows how this agent works. Those are the people who, that's why ChatGPT 5.4 or ChatGPT 4.5, whatever kind of version, there's always something new that comes out, and it's like, oh, this one's more accurate than the last one that just came out, because of these benchmarks and everything that it's hitting, which is great. But at the same time, it's like the new iPhone. Well, this
Right.
iPhone is great. It's going to do all your homework for you.
Yeah.
Well, then this next iPhone, okay, what is it doing? What is it about what's so different about the iPhone 16 versus the 17?
Right.
It's probably going to be the same thing with like slight enhancements.
Right.
And so it's similar principle with AI engineering. It's that the people under the hood who are managing it aren't software engineers by title. They're usually machine learning and AI engineering, data scientists, all these people who are
Yeah.
working with it, because it's based off of different models that are being used to get people these answers. And the people who are training the model are the machine learning, the AI, all these different people who are training the model to be more accurate or like fill in these gaps or whatever. And then so that way users more and more further along in time are using it, and it's like, oh, this one feels like it's more accurate because the person who's under the hood of the AI agent is the machine learning engineer.
Okay. This is a lot.
The thing I wanted to say about
Trying
that
to
real quick is that the other day I
absorb
saw
it.
something that was talking about the percentage of inaccuracy of AI.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was like it's 90% accurate or something. But if you elaborate that out over every query, it's like 565 trillion wrong answers it's going to give this year or something like that. But what I grew up being told was, don't believe everything you read on the internet.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same principle. Like if you Google something, just because you read it on a website doesn't mean it's true, doesn't mean
Yeah.
it's real. If AI gives you something back, why there's a disconnect where we treat it like gospel versus if you Googled something, we all can't believe everything you read on the internet. I mean, everybody that grew up with the
Yeah.
internet heard that. But the same logic should apply to AI. Like it's
It's
not 100%
it's because
accurate.
we want ease.
And we want it to be perfect.
One of the things that I watched on this TikTok video, somebody said, was that AI was meant to help us make more informed decisions, but now it's being
It's the
trained.
gospel.
It's being trained to make decisions for us.
Right.
But it's not that. It's like AI is not supposed to be your brain. It's supposed to push you towards critical thinking. You're supposed to have critical thinking skills at the jump,
Right.
to where, because of the
Hey guys, just a quick word. I love doing what I'm doing, and I would love to continue it. And so, in order to continue it, I would also love any kind of support that maybe you guys can bring my way. So that would be either an ad read or a sponsorship. I'm going to hopefully start a Patreon account. And so even if you wanted to donate $5, any little bit helps. And for me to continue this journey, what I'm doing, interviewing people and learning about their awesome lives. So thank you.
fact that you should know the context of whatever you're asking it to do, whether it's software engineering, whether it's design, whether it's case law or whatever it is. You should have a breadth of knowledge to an extent to where you know how to accurately scrutinize whatever AI is giving you.
Right.
But if you don't, then you're more apt to take it as gospel and then
Which
think
is
like,
where
that,
I think most people are headed.
yeah,
right
because my own opinion is that it seems like AI is being trained more and more to think for us. Because
Right.
it's like, oh yeah, well AI can do it, but then it has, because of its inaccuracies, and if you don't really challenge it, then you'll get a lot of inaccurate output from it.
Right.
And so it becomes your job as somebody who's using it to know how to scrutinize it to get a more accurate answer. It's good at doing very basic things and boilerplate and giving you templates, and then you're supposed to fill in the rest with your knowledge and experience. But the problem is that the more you outsource that part to it, the less inaccurate it's going to be. It's good with simple things, but I found that the higher the complexity, the less accuracy you get. And so it can tell you what 2 + 2 is.
Right.
But then the more that you harp on and the more that down the rabbit hole you go, then the more you lose that accuracy. Unless what you're saying is backed by like a whole bunch of facts. Like, well, why is 2 + 2 = 4? Where did all of that come from?
Yeah.
It's like when we talked to Steve about AI music, and it reminds me of AI music in general. Not really that conversation, but it reminds me of AI music in general from the standpoint of you need to understand the music making process. You can't just have it make
As a
it for
tool.
you, or you won't understand what you've done wrong or what you've done right or what you've done.
If you know, the more you know your stuff, the more you can check it on the stuff that it gives you.
Right.
Or like dancing. I mean, I
Yeah.
was thinking about lifting weights. Like if you asked it for a workout, and then I would know that's not right or that's not right.
Yeah.
But the rest of it's okay.
Yeah.
But if you don't know that, you're just like, okay, I'll do that, and then it's wrong.
Yeah, and then it exaggerates and makes up stuff a lot of stuff that doesn't actually exist or is completely false. And so, but if you just don't know, then you're like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
To you, maybe, but the problem is the critical thinking piece.
Yeah. So that's a skill set that you've got to have.
Yes, you can't just be a sheep.
Right.
They've done studies recently about the effect it has on your brain, and it does stop your brain from activating. Like
Yeah.
it straight up stops you from.
Yeah, there's a whole. I think there's like a whole study that they did on it, to where it's just like the more that you use it to like make decisions for you, the less cognitive ability that the more cognitive ability that you're taking away from yourself. Because now your brain is basically your brain is basically saying, I don't need to do all of that, and so
Right.
they can do it for me. And so now you're not.
So how do you fix it? How do you? I
You
mean, because
don't
we're
using
on a
it.
trajectory now to where
You don't use it to outsource your thinking in your brain. You use it as a productivity tool, not as a thinking person that you just go to make decisions for you. And
It cannot be a crutch. If you use it as a crutch,
it's not going to. Then you're going to. That's where it is. To where it's like.
But I guess my question is just how do you do that? Because people are, you know.
You either use it less or don't use it at all.
Or,
Some people
or
don't
maybe
use it at all.
Yeah, don't use it at all.
Yeah, if you
it
don't.
sounds kind of crazy, but
Or pay for it.
if you don't, yeah, I mean that is really the only.
Yeah, think about how like it's similar to like social media. The more you use it, the more you're going to be like apt to like pull it up, and then you just kind of want to see everything that's going on.
Right.
But if you go to like a social media cleanse, or if you just don't use social media at all, then you don't really have like the itch to go like check it for whatever's going on. It's
Right.
a similar thing to with AI. If you already have a practice to where you don't use it at all, and you just really analog and just go search for articles on Google, search for different things like read books and different things like that, to the point to where you know how to get the knowledge for yourself, then AI becomes more of a like convenience and less of a dependency, to where it's just like, well, I got to run it through AI. It's like, no, you really don't. You can just, all the
Yeah.
knowledge that it knows, you can literally find on your own. And then that ends up training your brain to be more cognitively inclined and cognitively like better, because you're doing the work instead of outsourcing it.
Right.
It reminds me of Grammarly, that tool that it like writes for you and stuff. And I sound like I'm 90 years old whenever I say this, but like I've always thought about that because I think, well, damn, doesn't that make you not able to figure out the correct spelling if you spell something wrong? I mean, and it's a fine line because like if I'm typing on a Microsoft Word document, I'll use the spell check. But for it
Well,
to just
it's-
fix it for you, and you don't even have to think about what you're writing. You don't
But I
even
mean,
have to think about how it's
how
structured.
that's just how technology has gone
Yeah.
these days, because it started out with the phone and with your GPS and all that, because back in the day when I didn't have a phone, I didn't have GPS, and so I would have to
people
actually
had
use my
MapQuest
brain. I'd
and
have to
everything
actually
like
look at
that.
a map,
Because now we can't really. A lot of people can't go anywhere without their GPS.
Yeah, I don't think we can
100%.
go backwards now.
You can go backwards.
But like you don't
It
need
just-
Grammarly. As
Yeah,
an
it's-
example, you don't
Yeah,
have to have it.
It just
I
depends
don't.
on it just depends on what you can go backwards. I think there might be like a threshold, but at the same time, it's just training your brain.
It's balance also.
Yeah.
You've heard me say the
What's
word
training
balance
your
like
brain?
It's like the act of going back involves training your brain to
Oh,
get used
right.
to not doing it.
Right.
And
People
so-
don't want to do that.
Yeah, but you are fully capable of doing it. It's what neuroplasticity is, in a
Yes.
sense of just like if you're used to using AI,
Yeah.
then go through an AI cleanse, and then everything that you do, every decision that you make, you just don't run it through AI, and then
Yes.
Used to that.
and then get
Did you
used
say
to
go
it.
through an AI cleanse? Is that what you said?
In a sense of just like the same way that people stop using social
We're going
media.
through rehab. We're going to AI rehab.
Yeah,
now.
because it's gonna be a thing. Because if you can't think without going to AI to ask for answers,
Yeah.
then you probably have an issue. Because then, how do you resolve that issue? It doesn't mean that you're stuck forever. It just means that now you have to train yourself and unatrophy your brain.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great way to put it. It is a great way to put it.
Interesting.
And it does remind me of social media too, because you have people that get in the habit of sharing things instead of living.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you got to practice just going out and doing something.
I think somebody
and not
did
taking
like
a picture.
I think they did like a study of somebody's cognitive ability increased and their response time increased when they did like a 2 or 3 month social media cleanse.
I just saw one
Wow.
with 2 weeks without a phone at all, and it was like
I can't
it
imagine.
was like steroids for your brain. Like the dude's
Yeah.
brain was
Yeah.
lighting up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just from not having his phone. And
Do you do that? Do you
Yeah,
take breaks?
I'm on a social media cleanse right now.
Oh, are you?
I'm not on social media right now. I just kind of
Yeah.
deleted it all. Not deleted it. I just kind of like taking a break.
Take a pause.
Yeah.
And what I mean by balance is that like there's a point where like you can use it for certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Social media sometimes if you want to share things, you have family somewhere else or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, there's a balance to everything,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's like
Yes.
AI is a tool. It has its uses. Also, shouldn't replace your thinking. Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably
So-
not that far.
So
Yeah.
so now that you're taking a break, do you do you feel like better, or do you
Yeah.
kind of feel like I'm missing out? Or
I
whatever?
don't feel like I'm missing out because I hear it from people.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
So when do you know to get back on it?
When you want to.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily. There's not like a time frame.
Yeah.
You just get back on.
No,
when
I'm talking about you personally.
Yeah. I just get back on when I feel like it.
Yeah.
And so it's like, then I'm just like, oh, okay, let's see what everybody's. I think I have like 1 million notifications on Facebook, but I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh, okay, it'll still be there when I get back.
Yeah.
I'm not missing something on social media that I could probably see on the news. And then there's a plenty of funny videos, great, but like,
Yeah.
I noticed.
You sound so healthy.
yeah, it's because if you create a dependency in your life that's beginning to eat away at it, the faster you remove and get used to not depending on it, the more the more you're gonna feel more liberated mentally. Because now you're not relying on, well, every day I have to wake up, turn over, and see what's going on Instagram and watch funny videos of people doing weird things and cats hitting people in the face.
Yeah.
And so it just becomes everybody has the full capability of changing their routine. You just
Yes.
have to be motivated to do it.
do it.
So now
Yeah.
I'll like wake up, I'll check my email for work, but I'm not on Instagram or on Facebook. And then sometimes I'll just do a meditation. And then now I'm trying to get better about just like taking time out to just read.
Right.
Because then it's just like you're feeding your brain instead of giving it an addiction.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And that's a very also generous way of describing what you see on social media as
Yeah.
funny videos and stuff. Because
Yeah.
the reality is that it's actually way worse than even you're describing. Because a lot
Yeah.
of times you're immediately plugging in not to funny videos, but to like war and death and
like
it's
and
like-
those, and it's just like if you get used to plugging in those things when you wake up, then that's going to be your routine,
Right.
And so now you don't really have a chance to kind of sit with yourself. I think that's what happened during the pandemic. Outside
Yeah.
of outside of Instagram and Facebook, at the end of the day, you're inside and you have to sit with yourself.
Right.
That's why therapists made a ton of money.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, this is kind of on the same line, but I mean, do you do poetry?
Yeah.
Okay, because I read that you created the Dance Event Central app, right?
Dance Event Central app?
Is that what it is? Yeah. And a Poetic Cloud app? What is that?
Yes. I created a poetic cloud app for my capstone for Nashville Software School.
Okay,
that
'cause
was
I
my
was
like
reading up on you.
that was my like graduation app. Yeah, so basically you had to make a capstone
Yeah.
when you graduated, and you had to present that to hiring managers. And so I decided to create like
That's awesome.
what I called Poetic Cloud, to where people type in or copy and paste their poems, and it creates a word cloud out of it. And so
Okay.
my goal was to just get it finished and not necessarily make it super, super enhanced. And so I finished it, and then I presented to it. But at the same time, I had gotten a job before at demo day. And so
Okay.
I was just sort of just sharing it with people, and it's like, oh, look, this is what I made, and this is how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed with you.
Mhm.
It's like,
You mentioned that you kind of got into this because Nicole mentioned it, and it was more so about like stability and finding a career and that kind of thing. But you also did mention that you have to stay curious, and that's very much a theme that I follow, is curiosity and following that, and that being important. So to kind of combine those two notes, you had to have had some kind of interest in it, maybe not beforehand, but as you started going, you had to have found some kind of enjoyment or passion for this. And
Yeah.
so was that totally like not random, but was that kind of a surprise to you because you just kind of took it for stability and then you ended up really loving it?
It kind of came the more I got into it, because what happens is that you find what you enjoy within that umbrella. Similar to kind of dance. If you get into it and you're like, I'm not feeling this salsa thing. Oh, but I love bachata. That was fun. Let's do more of that.
Yeah.
It's similar to where as you get into it, everybody finds their entry point, and then people find their niche. It's like,
Right.
are you a front-end developer? Are you a back-end
Okay.
developer? Are you a full stack? Are you a data engineer? Or do you like the cloud stuff? Do you like security?
Yeah.
Do you like cybersecurity? Are you an ethical hacker? Are you a pen tester?
Oh my
Whatever
God,
it is,
so much.
everybody has a similar entry point, because
Yeah.
you can't just, there's a barrier of entries to a lot of them, but you can't just start off really, really big, because you have to get your fundamentals.
right.
It's like you can't start off dancing on stage with professionals if
Yeah,
you
of
don't know
course.
if you don't even know how to walk.
Yeah.
So then you get all your basics together, and then you begin exposing yourself to different things to find out what you like. Because you may start off as a software engineer, but then you end up as a cybersecurity engineer. Or you might start off as like a front-end engineer, but then later on down, you're just like, I really like just databases. And then
Yeah.
you just work with databases for the rest of whatever. And so it's about, what I found is that I enjoy back end more than front end, but nowadays you need all the skills that you can manage in a way, as what I feel like. Where it's just like you always have to have working knowledge. You don't have to be an expert. You will find your niche. It's like I
And
think
how
somebody
many years have you been doing this?
since 2017, so about like 8 years now.
Okay.
And so has it been 8 years? It's been
So you
or 9 or
you
whatever.
got
That's when I started making videos. Was 2017. That's funny.
you started. Did you have health problems like during that? Like how long? When
My
did
health
that
problem
start?
started when I was 9. So like when I was
okay.
9 is when everything like so
Oh,
so like
wow.
I got diagnosed with autoimmune hepatitis at
Okay.
9. So I went into a coma for a week, and then because my liver just shut down, and so they didn't do a transplant, because I was healing or something like that. It was at Vanderbilt Children's Hospital.
Is that a like a family thing, or did it just randomly?
It just randomly happens. Autoimmune diseases, it's really difficult to point to,
How?
was it environmental or was it a family thing? It's
Right.
it's really tricky type of thing. And so then it was just, you have this disease. Well, now you're getting better after we put you on these meds and took you off these meds later. And then I was the equivalent of in remission until 2020.
Wow.
And then 2020 happened.
What were your symptoms?
20, it's like beforehand, everything was fine. And then 2020 happened, and then my health just kind of declined because you still have the autoimmune disease, but it's just beat up my liver over the course of 30 years.
Yeah.
And so after 30
Because I remember
years,
when I met you, I mean, you were sick then, because I think I was on Nicole's team, but I don't remember exactly how all that came to be.
yes, it's kind of, if you think of it this way, it's like the disease doesn't go away when
You're in remission.
Yeah. It's just,
So did something trigger it in 2020 or was it just the culmination of the 30 years?
it was the culmination of 30. So think about being beat up over the course of 30 years, and that was that was my liver.
So
Did they never say you really needed to get on a transplant list?
They was going to when I was 9, but then I don't remember what happened because I was really out of it. But it was just like, he seems to be getting better. And
Did
then
they say? Oh God, sorry, I just turned that up like crazy. Did they say that you would have to at some point though have one?
No, I don't remember anything. But
Yeah.
they said they did that in 2020. Is when 2020 happened, when my health started to decline. Right around, I think, like the end of August. And so, like, my eyes started turning yellow, skin turning
Jaundice.
yellow, and jaundice and everything.
Yeah.
And then
Oh
I had to
my
see a
gosh.
specialist, and they were just like, we're looking at a transplant in the future, but not the immediate future. But then I started getting worse by
That's
like
so
leaps and
scary.
jumps. And then they were just like, actually, we need to start that process now. And then a whole bunch of tests happened, and then I had to do it in Kentucky because the insurance wouldn't cover it at Vanderbilt. And then
You had to do the transplant in Kentucky?
you have to do all the transplant evaluation and the eventual transplant in Kentucky because the insurance wasn't going to cover it here because they weren't. They were renegotiating, quote
I
unquote.
heard the list is really long.
Yeah, the list was really long, and Vanderbilt called me, and they were just like,
What list?
The
the
transplant
transplant
list.
list.
Oh,
A lot of people signed up to be donors, but the problem was the insurance wasn't going to pay for any of it, and so
There's some really good guys over there at insurance companies, aren't they?
right, and so Vanderbilt calls me and says, "Hey, are you Odie?" And I was like, "Yeah." Are you going to pick someone because you have a lot of people on this list? I was like, "Unfortunately, I can't because the insurance is not going to pay any of it, and I don't have $500,000."
That's insane to me.
And so
You said that their justification for not covering it is because they were renegotiating with Vanderbilt at the time.
they were renegotiating their contract. According to the financial coordinator at the time, she was saying how they were renegotiating their contract with the insurance company. And so, but at that time, they're currently off of the insurance company's like list
While they're doing that,
while they're
right.
renegotiation.
Which is just
And-
super convenient for you, of course.
Yes. And so they were just like, she was like, because we were going to start the process in Vanderbilt. And so, but before we did, the financial coordinator was like, wait, stop. Before y'all move forward, the insurance company's not going to cover any of it. So unless you have $500,000 and then $8,000 a month for the first year to do the self-pay option, then you're going to have to talk to your insurance company. And so she's like, do you want to do the self-pay option? I was like, no, I don't really have $500,000 lying around. And so I had to call the insurance company for them to give me a list of what they call Blue Distinction Transplant Centers because Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Yeah.
And then so they said the nearest one to you is in Louisville, Kentucky. And so I had to go to Louisville so they can cover the actual evaluation and potential transplant.
Who was the donor? Did you?
I don't know who the donor, the name. I just know it was a 5'4" lady from Kentucky who was 37, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, because they match you based off of body type, blood type, and a whole bunch of other things.
Okay.
And they find the nearest person based on how sick you are, and if you have comorbidities, and if you
Did you?
engage in dangerous behavior. No.
Okay.
Because I was put higher on the list because I wasn't smoking, drinking, doing drugs, skydiving, or whatever. Because they ask
Skydiving.
you these questions
What?
of, hey, so like, do you drink? Do you smoke? Do you
Yeah.
have thoughts of hurting yourself? Not because they care about you. It's
They
more
want
so
to make sure their
Well,
asset
yeah,
is their
they-
asset is used, right?
yeah, they want to make sure that if we give you this liver,
You're gonna
are you
take
going
care
to
of
take
it.
care of it?
Yeah, of
because
course.
that's why
Because the liver's function is to filter.
it's to filter a bunch of toxins outside of your
Right.
body in the form of bile, and so the
Doesn't
problem
it do
is
something with hormones too? Does it?
I'm not sure. It function. There's a whole lot of
write that
functions. I think there's like over 100 different things.
It produces hormones. When I looked it up,
yeah.
allows digestion, stores energy,
Yeah,
filters for blood.
It does a whole lot of stuff, and it pretty much runs on protein, I think. But it's just like it's a solid organ in your body that you can't live without.
Right.
In the sense of like, so as they're going through this process, they have to ask you these questions. They have to test your heart.
Mm-hmm.
They have to basically find out, do you have any other things going on? Which I didn't. And so they were just like, okay, you're
What's
otherwise.
the skydiving thing?
The skydiving thing just means,
In general, they don't want you to jump out of
yeah,
a plane right
it's
after
like,
they give you a liver.
do you engage in dangerous behavior?
Anything that would put the liver we're about to put in your body at risk.
Yes. Do you
Yeah.
engage in risky behavior?
Yeah.
If you do, then
We're not giving you this liver.
You have a lower chance of getting it. That's why.
It's high of a priority for sure.
Yeah. That's why people who drink and then they have liver problems like later on, it's not necessarily that they can't get on the list.
But they like
They don't necessarily
that makes
put you at
sense.
like higher priority.
Right, sure.
So because they assess, how did you come to have end-stage cirrhosis?
Yeah.
Did you come through that
God,
through?
it's so scary.
So do they care about that because they want to know that like in that when they ask in that scenario, they want to know whether you did this to yourself separately
Yeah.
of but they also
well, I
want to
mean,
know
obviously, you had that
It's
issue
like-
since you
it's
were
one
a
of
kid.
those things to where they have to figure out what is the root cause of your end-stage cirrhosis.
and that will qualify you whether or not you're going to get it fixed in general.
That will qualify you whether or not you
Or where you
get
are
on the list, and if you do, what
Where you are on the
priority
list.
level you are.
And then they would also be asking that, I'm assuming, because that person can't go back to drinking after that, right? Like so
you
that
can.
that would be a problem.
There's
for them
not
too,
that.
though.
There's not anything preventing you from drinking after you get
But
the
they want to
liver.
know you don't have an alcoholism
Yeah.
disease.
And so if you are an alcoholic, it's going to be very difficult for you to be on the list. And if you're on the list, it's going to be very
They're
difficult for you to get a transplant
'Cause they
because
know.
their concern is, okay, if you get this second chance at life, or however many chance it was, are you going to go back to drinking? Because then, if you're drinking and you're on these anti-rejection meds, you're essentially poisoning yourself. Because I think it counteracts, it goes against the meds that you have to be on for life if you just start drinking. And so it's one of those things to where they say, quote unquote, we highly recommend that you don't drink, because I don't think they can say don't drink. They just can highly recommend that you don't.
Was that when you started going downhill? Did you start having a lot of confusion?
Eventually, I had confusion right around December 15th of 2020.
Yeah.
is when
I
it
mean, did you
happened.
know that was from your
Yeah.
liver?
I knew that it was.
Because I didn't know that.
It's
well,
called hepatic encephalopathy.
Yeah.
The idea is
it allows
that
too much copper.
you have toxins in your body,
in your
and then
blood.
the liver
It's not.
can't filter it out because your liver is damaged. And what happens is you get confused. It's like being drunk, but without actually
alcohol.
drinking.
Yeah.
And then they have to take the toxins out of your body. And so I think they give you lactulose, I think it's what it's called. And then it's like a syrup that you drink, and then it pulls the toxins out.
Okay.
And then, so basically, you forget a lot of
So
things.
when that was going on, I mean, I'm sure you were. That's got to be
That's
terrifying.
the second time that happened. It happened when I was 9, and then it happened again on December 15th, 2020. Because your vision gets blurry, you can't really see all that well.
Were you dancing then?
I
When
was
all-
trying to, but then,
God.
but you run out of energy. So like all of your stamina gets cut by 2/3
Yeah.
pretty much. And so you could, anytime that we were, because I was sitting down a lot after like trying to do a salsa class, and I was like, okay, I need to sit
Right.
every 5 minutes. Because,
I mean, did you even know that, like, this is my liver for
yeah,
sure?
I knew know what it is because the same thing happened when I was 9. Because it's
Right.
just like
yeah, but
could-
you were 9. Now you're like an adult.
Because well, everybody tells you over the course of your life, in a sense of just like you were
Right.
having trouble with endurance because your liver was heavily damaged. Well, you were having trouble with this, or you ran out of your IV at 9 because you had a hepatic encephalopathy episode, and you were
Yeah.
thinking that X, Y, and Z was going. So the more damage your liver, the more higher chance you're going to have an episode like that, because of the fact that there's so many toxins in your brain
Right.
that you don't remember things well, and you start thinking something's happening that it's not. And so like, because for example, I got my master's in May of 2020.
Wow.
And so
Congrats.
my
That's awesome.
my because they asked me that while I was in the emergency room. It's like, oh yeah, because they're trying to
Asked
make
you what?
conversation. And it was
Oh,
like, hey,
okay.
so when did you get your master's degree? I was like, oh, I got it in 2016. And my brother has this on video. He can't watch it as much anymore because it makes him sad.
Yeah.
And he's like, my brother was like, no, you got it in 2020, because you start forgetting things.
Right.
And then it becomes more permanent the longer you're in that state.
So you could end up with actual dementia.
Like
You
the
can end up,
memory
well,
loss
not necessarily
becomes more?
dementia, you can end up with memory problems the longer you stay there. And so they were like, well, he's not going to have any memory problems because it just happened like right now. So we gave him this thing, and that was the same day that I got on the transplant list at a 30, I think.
So when you actually went for the surgery, how long is that? That sounds like
It was
a
like
very.
it was a 9-hour operation.
God. Was
Yeah.
was any of this? I'm assuming was complicated quite a bit by the time period too, right?
Yeah, because you're doing a organ transplant and then becoming extremely vulnerable and susceptible to infection.
In 2020.
In 2020,
That's what I'm saying.
at
That's
the
what I'm
height
saying,
of
yeah.
the pandemic.
But I mean,
Yeah.
you couldn't get a dog into a vet during that time period, much less get a full organ transplant done.
Yeah, but it's just like the hospital
Well,
has to manage that. It's like, what do you do
Right.
instead? It's
Right,
like
right.
then it means that you're stuck in this house, in this transplant apartments in Louisville, and you can go out, but you
transplant
have.
apartment?
Is that when you were
Yeah.
starting to do the videos? Because I would watch your videos of
I
you
did.
like dancing.
I started doing the videos in the hospital, and then I
Yeah.
did them in the apartments.
Yes,
And then I did
that's what I
them
remember.
after I eventually got out. I did like TikTok videos when I was staying with a friend. But and so
How long's the recovery after you have that?
5 or 6 months.
Wow.
5
no,
to
I
6
mean like
months.
okay, so you have the surgery and it's like you probably have a pretty extensive scar.
It's a chevron scar.
It's a what?
Chevron scar. Think of like the Mercedes
This?
symbol.
No wait.
Think about the Mercedes symbol.
Okay.
It's that.
Oh wow.
So they.
And-
That's crazy.
Yeah.
and
they-
how
They cut you open.
How far up?
They cut you
Well, it's-
open. It's like here.
Yep.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That does
It's
look
a
like the Mercedes
wishbone.
limit.
Yeah.
It does look like the Mercedes.
It's a wishbone.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
I think they said
9-hour
Chevron or whatever.
surgery.
Yeah, it's a 9-hour surgery, and then you immediately go into the ICU for like a week afterwards.
Okay.
Because you can't do anything on your own right now.
You can't get up, you can't
No, and so you're on I think like they had me on oxycodone,
Oh,
and
wow.
then you
It's heavy duty.
and then because you just like got major
Well, you-
like surgery.
Well, yeah, for sure.
And then at the same time,
And then
you
they-
have to like not relearn, but you have to like retrain your body to like walk and stand up and sit up and everything, but
Huh.
not like all at once. You have
Why,
to be
why
like,
do you have to relearn those things from that? I mean, it seems like a dumb question, maybe, but
it's like,
Well, yeah,
it's
especially with
it's
the
like
liver.
retraining your body in a sense of just like, we have to get like the motor running again. It's like starting up an old car. It's like somebody comes in, it's like a physical therapist.
Right.
And they're like, okay, I'm your physical therapist. The first thing we're going to do is get you to sit up. Great. Now, next time when I come in, we're going to get you to stand. The
Yeah.
next time to come in, we're going to get you to get up and go sit on that chair
Well, I guess
over there.
it affects your your abdominal muscles
Yeah,
too,
because your whole
right?
That's what I
core
was
is
asking. That's what I was asking,
Yeah,
yeah.
your whole core is gone.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was saying.
You can't just sit up regularly. You have
Right.
to turn to the side, put your hands on the bed, and push yourself up.
Right.
And so because you don't have your core anymore. And so
Right.
we really use our core for a lot of things.
Everything.
That you don't realize it until it's just gone.
Were you aware of this, of everything that was to come?
Yeah,
when
because they
had
tell
that
you
sur-
this during evaluation. And they said, okay, once you get this transplant, these are the things you have to be aware of. It's like, one, the recovery process is about 5 to 6 months. And then 2, you're going to have to stop eating grapefruit and pomegranates and no medium steak and then no runny eggs.
Because it's hard to digest? Or
Because
what?
your immune system is suppressed forever.
Okay.
And so if you get infected,
Oh, it's suppressed forever.
yes, because you're on these meds for life.
Why grapefruit and why?
Because grapefruit has an enzyme in it that interferes with your body's ability to break down food and the medication.
There's a bunch of
And
stuff. There's like you can't drink Fresco with a bunch of
Because-
Same with steak?
So,
that what
not
you're saying?
necessarily with steak, but steak, if it's not cooked through all the way, could potentially infect you. And so, because of the fact that your immune system is suppressed, then you could possibly infect yourself with something that's in the not fully cooked steak, and then now you're
So same with egg and sushi and all that
you
kind
can't
of stuff.
so you can't have a runny egg,
Right.
and then you can't have an uncooked meat.
What about, what can you have?
You can have everything else mostly.
What about things like popcorn,
Yeah.
lettuce?
Is anything that has a higher chance of infection, basically.
Yeah, the whole idea with all transplant patients is that the main thing is you have to avoid infection
Right.
because your body is susceptible to it. And so you have to avoid getting infected if you can. You can't avoid things like, okay, getting a cold or something like that, but it's just going to take you longer to recover from it than a normal person,
Right.
only because your immune system is suppressed, not because you're like this weak person or
Right, so-
anything
yeah.
like that.
So,
It's-
so when you're taking your immunosuppressants, is that how
yeah,
you say it?
yeah,
And you have to do that
every day.
every day.
Yeah, every day for life.
Do you still drink? I mean, you used to drink a ton of water. You still
You have to
like-
drink a ton of water.
Okay.
Because your medication dehydrates you because it's heavy on the kidneys. And so you have to keep drinking water and fill your body with nutrients because you will be dehydrated otherwise.
Are you
So
doing steroids too? Is that? Did I read that?
They can put you on steroids, but then like they put you on like a corticosteroid like prednisone.
Mm-hmm.
But then in the past you would stay on it for life. But
Okay.
my specialist, who's also like a researcher doctor, and so she was like, it doesn't make for a good quality of living being on prednisone long term.
Yeah.
Prednisone would be hard to be on for a long time.
Yeah, and so
Yeah, it's really hard.
so basically she's like co-head of the department with like an older gentleman,
Mm-hmm.
and so both of them at the time were like they were co-heads of the department. And she had, after the researches that she's done and all the studies that she's read, she's like, prednisone does not make for a good quality of life long term.
Right.
And so she was like, we're going to get you off of it. We're going to wean you off of it. So she cut the prednisone in half because I was on 10 milligrams a day, which is a lot.
Yeah.
And so then she cut it in half.
Was it causing swelling?
Well,
as
it was causing, it affects your mood and it affects your brain activity. And it makes you hungry so you can like, so I got all of the like, I got majority of my like weight back because I lost 30 pounds of weight,
Wow.
of muscle mass. And so it gets you like hungry and stuff like that, but it also like has a whole bunch of side effects. So my therapist was like, you have to talk to them about lowering your dosage for
Does it raise your blood pressure?
It
no?
can, I think.
There's some other things I could think of that are good for your appetite.
Yeah,
That don't do.
And so they weaned me off of it. She kept cutting it in half until it was gone. And then every time that they change something, you have to go like get your labs done so they can check your levels.
Right.
And so they're like, check your levels, and then we're gonna check your levels again, and then we're gonna check your levels again. Okay, you're good to stay
Yeah.
off of it.
So when did you actually get to start doing activity as far as like dance again?
When I got out of Louisville in like March, April. when I started making the TikTok videos.
Okay.
Well, even while I was in...
God, that seems soon.
But
after
even,
your
yeah,
surgery.
because it's not, you have to move.
Okay.
You cannot be a couch potato, is what they
Right.
told me. They were just like, if you stay still, then you'll have some sort of pulmonary thing that happens, I think.
Oh my God.
Basically, they were like, when you get home, every day we need you to get up,
And like take a
walk
walk
to the kitchen,
Right.
and come back to bed. Then, as time progresses, get up, walk outside, come back in.
So slow progression.
So yeah, not like jump out and just start doing a whole bunch of stuff. But like I still danced, but I didn't go as full out as I would normally because I was just incapable of doing that.
Right.
Right. So everything I did was like a slow progression until eventually I could do more.
Yeah.
And then more and then more. So like you only do it incrementally because you don't want to do too much too soon because your body will show you. Because I think at one point I got lightheaded.
Like what are the signs? Were you ever nervous about rejection of the organ?
Rejection
That
of
would
the
terrify
organ.
me.
Rejection of the organ happens very subtle. It's not
Okay.
all of a sudden you're just breaking out and you're just passed out.
Yeah.
It starts with the labs.
With
in a
the
sense
labs? Is
of
that what you're saying?
with your lab. So if your levels slightly
labs.
increase, then they're just like you might have some rejection going on. Let's check back in another 2 weeks
Yeah.
or another month to make sure that it's a thing. And if it is, then they increase the dosage.
How often does that happen?
That they watch
Rejection of
it.
an
They
organ.
watch it more so for the first few years post transplant, right? They watch it like pretty much at every milestone.
Yeah,
It's like
that's got to be so. It would be nerve wracking for me to go and just.
yeah. Well, it's because it's like you're always being monitored in a sense of, okay, you just got this transplant, but should rejection happen immediately after transplant, then we're going to put you back in, take that out, and then you're going to be put at, we're not going to take it out immediately, but you're going to be put at the very top of the list because you need an emergency.
Right.
Whatever. Yes. Because if you're having rejection, then I think from what I understand, they're going to maintain you while they look immediately for another dose. Yeah. And then they just switch you out.
So do you feel like going in like with a very optimistic mindset, or does that have anything to do with it?
Which
like,
one?
Like when you have the transplant,
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's the same thing with cancer. Like if someone has a really optimistic mindset that they're going to make it through, then sometimes that's good. Like if
Yeah.
do you know what I'm trying to say? Like
It's at some point I just kind of made peace with it. I just kind of rested in. I was like, I think everything will be fine.
okay.
And then because the charge
I
nurse.
guess did you make peace with death in case that?
Yeah, because you're faced with mortality.
Right.
I think the darkest day was December 15th because when I had the hepatic encephalopathy episode, I thought that was it.
Yeah.
And so I was scared out of my mind. Thankfully, my brother was there. It's one thing to be scared, but it's another thing to voice it. And so
When he did the video, is that what you're talking
yeah,
about?
when
And the
this
confusion?
was like when we first get in, I can't sit up. My body's heavy. I'm really
Right.
tired, and my body's like having this whole entire episode. I thought that was it. I'm just like, I hope somebody
Yeah.
takes care of my mom. Nicole's gonna be so upset and this type of thing. And so,
Nicole's always factored in.
yeah, and so it's just
So
one of those
funny.
things to where you really go through your whole entire life and
Yeah.
you think about everything when you think that this is it. And so my brother's holding my hand, my sister's on video call.
Like, how old were you?
I was 30.
Oh my God.
And so
Odie.
you're just like,
I mean,
You thought that at that moment your liver was failing and that was it.
yeah, I thought this was it.
I mean,
thought
that
I was
really-
if I was afraid to go to sleep because I didn't think I was gonna wake up, but I was really tired because
Yeah.
what happened. So December 15th, I was watching Star Wars Episode 1, and I had slept all day the day before, but I couldn't fall asleep. And then at some point, my vision just went blurry, and so I thought, oh, it must be my glasses.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, it's like doesn't make any sense. But
Yeah.
So I called my sister thinking that I called my brother because now the episode's happening.
Yeah.
And so she was like, hey, Mark, my brother. He's like, get your brother and take him to the emergency room. He's having an episode. And so went to the emergency room and I started to decline significantly.
Wow.
And so
it
was
happened
just,
that fast.
Yeah, because now your liver has hit a point to where it's just like, I'm going out the door fast. And so now you're just like, it's all about just maintaining.
So at that moment, once you got into the ER, you're feeling how you feel, but the reality of it is they have to get this under control right now.
Yeah, they have to stabilize you from this hepatic encephalopathy. So they're just like, okay, so we need you to do first, we can't treat you here for anything like liver related because insurance. So we have to put you in an ambulance.
Which is just fucking
and
terrible.
So they could do stuff like emergency wise, but they were just like, okay, so if any sort of like evaluation has to be done, we can't do it. So we're going to put you in this ambulance that's going to drive you from Vanderbilt all the way to Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh my.
And
so I guess on your trip, I mean, when did you, because I can imagine that would mature you years, if you are looking at mortality.
I've had trauma since I was born, pretty much.
Yeah. So I guess my question is like, when did you make peace with it? When did you actually think about it and go, okay, if I don't make it, then I'm okay with it? Because a lot of people, especially in their 30s, would be terrified. It's like I've just kind of made peace with it only because I watched a parent die, but I'm also older, so
I made peace with it after praying, after seeing all the responses from everybody on social media. Yeah. But it was kind of
taking a break then.
Yeah, it was kind of like a combination of making peace, feeling and just being optimistic at the same time.
Right.
It's like, I think it's going to work out and I think it'll be fine. And then shortly after that, and even if it's not, it's like, I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And so my therapist says, like, well, you were met with mortality. That's what it was. And so shortly after that is when I got the call. Yeah. So which is not common at all. Because my last admission was December 15th of 2020, and my transplant was January 4th, 2021.
Wow.
Because the only wild card in the whole transplant evaluation and in getting the organ transplant is there's no time frame for when you will get an organ. Because there's a lot of people who need them, not a lot of people to give them. And so you can be on a transplant list from a little less than 30 days to up to 5 years. And so the idea is you have to stay alive to eventually hope that you get a transplant. Yeah. So you're on the list for...
I bet you were so excited when you found out you were going to get...
Yeah, they found a liver, they found a donor, and then they found a better donor.
Okay.
And they were just like, oh, this one's actually going to be better for you. Let's go with that one.
Yeah.
And so what happens is it's not one of those wait till tomorrow things. It's on ice. We're driving it down.
Right.
As soon as we get in, it's go. And so he was like, let's get you ready. Let's get you cleaned up. What's your name and date of birth? We had to get you ready for the operation.
So up until like 30 seconds before that, it was a normal day.
Yeah, it was just like, and then they call you.
Or not a normal day, but
they call you and they said, hey, we found you a liver. I didn't pick it up because I didn't answer numbers that I didn't recognize. So they left me a message. And they were said, hey, this is so-and-so.
Call us back.
And we were just like, we have a liver for you. I told your charge nurse, just call us back so we can X, Y, and Z. And so I called them back and they said, yes, we got it. We're going to get you ready. And then by the time we get in, it's going to be time for whatever. So I called everybody. Me and my family cried on the phone together. And then and then I think Nicole found out. And Nicole was like, they said that she was wailing or
Nicole
something.
She was very emotional.
So,
were you there?
No, but I'm just saying, I just remember when all this was going down, and I knew Nicole, and
she was very good at being at presenting like a
She's
solid.
very strong.
Yeah, when she was talking to me, everything was fine. I didn't find out everything was going on until I got back to Nashville.
Because Nicole and Odie were dance partners.
Yeah.
And so
And so
really
at the same
connected.
time, she was like, yeah, how was everything? Everything's great. But behind the scenes, everybody was like, oh, she was not okay. And so
Well,
basically,
it's emotional. I mean,
yeah, because there's not a guarantee that you're going to get an organ. And you could only do your.
And then there's not a guarantee that your body's going to accept
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
either.
And
you know,
so
there's just so
a
many
lot
factors.
of like wild cards in the mix. And it's just like there's not a guarantee that you'll make it. There's not a guarantee that you'll get an organ. There's not a guarantee that it's going to happen soon. They try to dance around the reality situation because they're just like, well, let's just hope that you get something in the next 2 months. And I was just
Yeah.
like, it's okay to tell me that I have 2 months to live. I was just like,
You'd
it's
make
like,
peace with it.
yeah, it'll be fine. And
just
so
tell me.
they were just like, let's hope you get something too, because at the rate that I was going, it was really bad. Because, and then I had the before and after picture of the old and the new one. And I was like, how was I living with that? My sister was like, well, you weren't
Oh, the
for very
liver? Yeah,
long.
the-
I asked them to give me a picture of the one and then the other one. So they took both pictures and
So
showed
what did yours look like?
this one, the old one, was like literal
Shriveled
chopped
up.
liver because it
Oh my
shrivels
God.
up. When your liver gets damaged, it becomes like a raisin.
Did you frame it?
No,
Did you
I
frame
just
the-
kind of
the-
have it. So
I actually agree.
yeah,
You should
so
put
it's
that
just
up
like
somewhere.
it's like this bloodied up mess, and it fits into like the palm of your hand. A new liver should fit in like both of your hands.
Wow.
Because it expands to fit the
Yeah.
like your whole entire like.
You're looking at that thing like, what? That was inside of me
Yeah.
trying to filter
So-
toxins.
And so they had to like take it out, and then they do a biopsy, and then they incinerate it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's like
What do you do with it? Yeah.
yeah, because so they biopsy
Well, it's a diseased
it.
liver. Who wants a
They
diseased liver?
they biopsy it so that way they can understand what happened, how did it come here, and this,
Interesting.
that. The same way that they biopsy a body, and they're just like, well, this person's cause of death was.
You
So
had
did
an
they give you-
autopsy of your liver.
Yeah, they do an
give you
autopsy
any,
of your liver, and then
insights
they
that you didn't know based on that. Did they give you any insights that you didn't know based on that? Or
not necessarily. All the stuff that they got from the biopsy, they just kind of put in the doctor's notes, and so you could just kind of see them. And they were just like, we have this diseased liver from these autoimmune diseases. And so same thing with like autoimmune diseases. They can't really pinpoint the cause of the autoimmune disease, but they can pinpoint, but the autoimmune disease is the cause of the liver being an end stage. So my official diagnosis was an overlap of primary sclerosing cholangitis and autoimmune hepatitis. Both of them are autoimmune diseases. The other one just kind of like was either here already or jumped on the bandwagon later on. And so they were like, you have 2 autoimmune diseases going on. The only
Wow.
treatment is to just get you a transplant.
So how does like now that you're on the other side of it, how are you now? Like do you have a new like
Yeah, you have a new you look
Lease
at
on
life
life?
differently because
Right.
now you're just like, life is this fleeting thing, and then at the same
now
time,
you're gonna skydive?
no, not at all. But at the same time, you just kind of, when you're met with mortality and when you're met about how fleeting life is, you get a new lease on it because, like you were saying, like you grow up really fast.
Yeah.
Because now everything was just kind of flipped upside down, and then now you begin to kind of like question every part of your life.
Right.
You're just like, what is this? What do I want for my life? What do I want my legacy to be? What do I want this?
That's
what do I want
amazing.
that? And thankfully I had a therapist, because I originally got into therapy because I was like, well, let me make sure I have everything in order for the life that I want in the future.
Yeah.
And then transplant evaluation happened. I was like, hey, I need to take a break from sessions because I'm in the hospital. He was like, it's fine. And so, but no amount of therapy can prepare you for the recovery process.
Yeah,
The
I can
recovery mentally, emotionally, after the transplant was probably the most difficult like couple
Why?
of years of my life, because your body betrayed you in a sense. Well, your body kind of like had
Just
this whole
trust in it a little bit.
yeah, but then at the same time, poor treatment at the hospital, You mentally think that like you're mentally like going through it,
Right.
and then emotionally it's all happened within a span of 4 months. So from end of August to January 4th is when all of this happened.
Right.
And then now you have 2021 to 2022 to 2023, and you're just not okay mentally because you're just like, my body's going through these changes, and I didn't want this all to happen. I just want a normal life. But then at the same time, you're...
Just because you have so much time to ruminate on it? Is that what you're saying?
Basically, you're going... That's part of it because, like, because of the fact that everything just got put up to the surface, right? All the things that you've been feeling, all the feelings underneath that have probably been sitting there, everything just kind of gets exposed. And now you have to, like, deal with every single part of your mental health and everything.
So that's when you called your therapist.
Yeah, that I was just like, I need a session and we need to... And he was just like, it's okay to feel the way you feel because you literally have been through trauma mentally, emotionally, and physically.
Right.
So, of course, you feel this way because all these things happen because now you're like, at one point you were almost dying and then you were in emergency room back and forth. And then so your body's giving up on you. It's going to affect you mentally and emotionally. And then you get a transplant and then you're on 13, 14 medications that you have to take every day. And then your body has all the side effects to it.
Right.
So now you have that's happening, but then you're also getting like terrible treatment at the hospital that's supposed to be taking care of you.
Yeah.
And then now...
Was that a big thing that you dealt with? Like,
yeah, because I had to talk to the social worker on staff because I was just like, this is happening, like nobody's telling me what's going on, and then this is happening. And so basically she was just like, well, this is nothing like new in a sense of just like, we've heard this happen before. So she told...
Why? That
because
makes no sense.
It's like they don't communicate well with each other.
Okay.
Doctors,
like negative.
Like in a
That's
sense,
insane to me.
it's like doctors, nurses, and everybody.
We'll just open you up, but we can't communicate well.
But and it was also like a student hospital,
Oh
so
my
like
God.
they're learning at the same time. So she went and told the head of the whole surgery department, who then told the doctor who's in charge of me.
Yeah.
I know this because he comes running in. I just want to let you know you're at the best hospital possible. The X-File. I was like, oh, you got talked to.
Yeah, right.
That's what it is. And he's just like, let's just hope somebody has a car accident so you can get a liver. And I was just like, I don't think that's the best thing to say to someone. And I wouldn't really wish that on anybody.
Yeah,
It's
right?
like, yes, somebody, because they only do deceased
said
donor.
that to you?
Yeah, he said it twice. Yes, that somebody has...
You're waiting. This is why you were on the transplant list.
Yeah, you're just waiting on a liver to be available.
And his like my bad was to say hopefully there's a car accident.
Yeah, and so the problem is that like yes, they only do deceased donors at that particular hospital, but you don't want to like wish death on somebody for your gain. I still think like my donor to this day, but it's just one of those things to where that's not the energy that I'm like hoping.
What you're going for.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm not really like hoping that somebody's like, it's like, yeah, I need you to just like
Pass away so I can have your liver.
because at the same time, like, yes, somebody has to pass away, but you don't want to wish that on somebody.
Well, no, and I can imagine that's kind of that's another mental thing that you're probably going through. If I had to guess, like, I want this to happen, I need this to happen. So you're hoping, in a way, you are hoping not for the result, like not for. You know, this is exactly what I'm
you don't
talking
want
about.
the action to actually happen for that to happen.
But of course,
you know that like that somebody has.
But that's the reality still.
Yeah, that's the reality of the situation.
So after I'm just trying to move it forward a little bit to dance. So after you recovered, when did you feel like you were strong enough to start partnering with Nicole again?
I would say like later on in 2021.
Okay.
At some point, me and Jay planned a surprise for her because she was doing Nicole was 4 months pregnant, and I was
dancing with her then.
Yeah, and then I was 3 months post-op.
That's it? Wow.
Because I still had my mask on and everything.
Yeah, I remember.
And so she and I danced for 1 minute. And then we recorded that and we like put it over and I put it on the whole slideshow and everything. And so Nicole couldn't come see me because she was like really dealing with, it's like, oh, I'm not sure he's gonna be there if I get there. It was like very surreal for her. And so which understandable. And so that's what we decided, like surprise her and then film it and put it on Facebook and so everybody could watch her cry. But
which
so
is
we
so
only
rare.
we could only dance for 1 minute because
How was that for you though? I mean, you were just trying to walk across a room.
yeah.
At
And
one
so
point.
like I had eventually like gotten to the point to where now I like got a little bit more endurance.
Yeah.
And so but I could only last a minute.
Yeah.
And so I danced a minute with Nicole. And
Well,
she could
salsa
only,
in general is just it's
fast.
so high energy.
Yeah, and so now we both could only last a minute
Yeah.
because she's 4 months pregnant, and
Y'all are
I'm
perfect for each
and
other.
I'm 3 months post-op, and I've only got that much energy left.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, we're done. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm good.
That's it.
And so then, like, but it's not one of those things to where, oh, you really need to like sit down and X, Y, and Z. It's like, no, because of the way that the liver works, you have to make a habit of being
So that's when you
active.
started getting back into it.
Yeah, that's when I started getting back into it, dancing a little bit more,
Yeah.
only to the level of comfortability that I felt in my body.
Yeah.
Not overdoing it, not doing a whole African dance routine.
Yeah, I was
but-
going to say, when did you, because I mean, I know that you do a lot of salsa. He's great lead. But you're also doing, is it Afrofusion?
Yeah, Afro body movement class is what I do. But
And
then,
Kizomba?
yeah.
I took a Kizomba class, by the way.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
this is a
took
great
pals.
dance. It's so
Yeah.
much fun.
It's so hard.
It's hard if you think about walking. If you
It's
just
hard.
walk, then the more you think about walking, the more difficult it is.
Well, I had no idea that there's a slight cha-cha in it.
Yeah. There's a slight cha-cha in it. It's called the virgula, and the idea is
Okay,
that
it's called what? Because Pal said that too, and I went, what?
virgula. Yes, because it's an Angolan dance.
Okay.
And
well,
so the idea is that you're doing that little cha-cha when you feel momentum increase.
okay.
And so but you have to actually feel that to know when to do it.
Well, I've done this with you. I
Yeah.
did, but I don't remember doing a cha-cha.
Yeah, it's because you have to listen to your body to feel it. That's
Okay.
that's the difficult
Was I
part.
stepping on your feet? 'Cause
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
But it was fine for what I can remember. But but it's if you think more than you feel, it's going to be really difficult.
Yeah, it's so hard.
Yeah.
Because they're little movements.
Yes.
And then
It's a very subtle dance.
I have to
but it's
just
so much
stare at your
fun.
shirt. I would have to kind of close my eyes
Yeah.
and then just feel it. So
Yeah.
even though the movements are smaller and not as hard,
Yeah.
they are hard. It was so hard for me.
They're hard when you really
you're in your
in your
head.
head about it, right?
Right.
If you feel and just walk, you'll find that you like, oh, this is not so bad. Oh, there was a little cha-cha there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because of the fact that you're listening with your body than more so than your mind. Because what your mind is
Right.
tring to do is like logic through it and figure it out.
Yeah, I was trying to go over the steps.
Yeah,
And then
but
I
if
would step
but then
on feet.
doing that, like you end up missing it more so than getting it. And
Yes.
so it's a classic dancer thing. The more
Yeah.
you feel it, the easier it's going to be for your body to get it. Because a lot of times your body knows more like before your brain does.
Yeah.
Your brain is just trying to protect you from falling on your face. And so your brain's like, is that right? Is that right? Is that right?
It's just-
and
it's
your
just
body's
you-
like, it's fine. And
You
so-
just get in your head so
Yeah.
much. But
yeah.
so which do you prefer as far as like style? Do you prefer
It
salsa?
depends on the mood.
Okay.
So sometimes I'm just like, oh, I need I need like a salsa song. It's like, or sometimes it's like, oh, I need like some Afro.
Yeah,
or
because you seem like you're more into that now.
yeah,
You're
well, it's
really
because
good at it.
It's because I teach it,
Yeah.
and then I get it less than I do salsa. It's like I'm not starving for salsa because
Yeah.
it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Right. But there's not like Afro dance.
Yeah.
As much as there is salsa. There's not kizomba as much as there is salsa. And so
Right.
then you go and you get it for yourself. And then, so I go to like festivals. I go to weekenders.
Okay.
And so I can get both Afro and Kizomba.
Yeah.
And so...
Are you going to do another routine so I can, so I can do it?
I'm not doing any more group routines. No, after the
Really?
group routines that I've done, it takes away from me more than it pours into. Because it's like
Okay.
herding cats. And I'm just like, no,
Well,
I'm not doing this anymore.
It was how I thought it was how. I mean, you had people coming from everywhere in the last one.
But then at
So
the same
that's
time, the
frustrating.
only people who came from out of...
I saw Odie being
out of,
very
like,
frustrated during that.
Because the only people who came from, who flew in were like 2, maybe 3 people.
Right.
Everybody else was from
Here or Alabama.
here from Alabama. The
Yeah.
thing that got me is that the organization of it can be taxing.
Right.
And at the same time, though, I just need people to meet me halfway. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, I'll get you the choreography. I'll put it on Google Drive.
It is, to be fair, it is hard to learn it, especially that style on a video.
Yeah,
I mean, it's hard for
that's
me.
what the progress videos were for. To where it's just like whatever you have so far,
Show you.
you send in the video, and then you get notes. I was even traveling back
hard.
and forth to people and like creating like local and then whatever practices.
Yeah.
Like whatever questions you have, if you need to go over it, I'm here.
Right.
But if nobody shows up for it, then it's just like, okay, I will hope you have it by performance time.
Otherwise,
and
you're not
don't-
in it.
Well, it's not that you're not in it. Just like, don't ask me questions about the choreography on film day.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
I'm assuming that if nobody sends progress videos.
Did I send a progress
Well,
video?
it's because.
Well, I was here, so it's
yeah.
different.
So if we had local practices, and so there was not really like a need for the progress videos. But then
Yeah.
at the same time, it's just that with any kind of like dance performance, know your stuff ahead of time, so that way when you get on stage,
You're
not
prepared.
You're not thinking. Because
Right.
that's why I gave people 4 months.
Yeah.
And so
I know Odie would walk in. I remember one time you walked in, you're like, okay, do it. And then we turned it on and we were like, and Odie, you just sat there. You were kind of like,
because
I know you were thinking, what's going on?
Because to
Like-
me, I'm just like, if you've been practicing all this time, when I turn on the music, you'll be fine, right? But people weren't, and I was just like, what's going on? Are you?
Well, but
because
but it is very stylized.
yeah, it's very stylized. But if you, at the same time, if you're not doing anything,
That's true.
it's not going to help you if you just sit.
Yeah.
Struggle a bit. It's okay to struggle, but don't just sit in silence and just suffer.
Yeah.
Just, hey, Odie, I'm having trouble with this move.
Yeah.
Can you send me a video breaking down this particular thing even further?
Right.
Great, I can do that. But if there's no dialogue and if you're just suffering,
Yeah.
because we had to do that Afro
Some people
section.
just like to suffer.
We had to do
So-
that Afro section 7 takes.
Did we?
That Afro breakdown in the studio, we had 7 takes of that one.
And then that 7th take
Yeah.
was like on point.
Yeah, it had to be because I wasn't going to do any more after that.
Yeah.
Right? Because for me, it's just like, I don't mind having more takes, but the more takes I have, the more I question, do you actually have it?
Yeah.
Because...
We just do a taste because you don't know what you're doing.
Were you talking about me? Were you questioning
no.
me?
I'm talking that you were in the Afro like section when we had the little like no you were in it.
I was
but
in
you
it.
weren't having issues with it.
Okay.
Because we only did more takes because people kept asking for them.
You're looking at me. I just feel like you're talking.
Because
to me
I'm
like
talking
Drake.
to you
Okay.
in this podcast, and so. But for me, I'm just like, I don't mind
Meredith was
people
like, I
struggling.
really think I did a good job. I'm
Yeah.
pretty
It's
sure.
like I don't mind people struggling,
Yeah.
but I
get it.
I don't know anything if you don't say anything.
Yeah,
And I'm a very like words of affirmation person.
Yes.
If you don't tell me, then I'm not going to assume, or I'm going to assume.
You're a little bit intimidating. I'll say
How? I'm just coming. I'm just like, hey, let's do this dance.
that.
And I'm just like, hey, let's do it.
It's just your presence, and it's not a bad thing. You don't need to apologize for it. It's a good thing. You're confident, at least how I see you, very confident. You're very in your know of what you know, and you expect that from other people.
Well, it's because I like to give people
quality.
time, in a sense of, I know this choreography is like, what it was like 2 minutes of choreo to learn.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, I'm going to give you 4 months. And,
Surely.
And all the choreography is there for you at the very beginning on
Yeah.
this Google Drive. I'm facing the camera and I'm facing away from the camera.
Right.
All I ask is at the end of every month, you send me a 30-second progress video, then a minute progress video, then a minute and a half.
I get that. It does take, it takes.
But at the same time, it's like, I can't force you to do it, especially if you live in another state.
Yeah.
But if you tell me what you need, I can find some sort of compromise to get it to you.
Yeah.
But the problem is, if you don't say anything, then I'm going to be like, oh yeah, they must have it
They
then.
have it, yeah.
So then when it comes to film day and I'm getting a lot of blank looks on their faces, I'm just like, I'm confused. Because
There's so much you can. There's only so much you can.
yeah, because I don't mind extending myself for people. The problem is that you got to meet me halfway.
Yeah, you want equal
after
reciprocity.
After that, and like another group routine or a couple other group routines, I was like, no more group routines. No more than 3 people, including myself.
Yeah.
So at the most I'll do now.
Control it.
Yeah, well, it's
control the
because it's a
situation
lot of
better.
schedules, a lot of
It is.
a lot
It's
of
a
things
lot.
to
It was a big
manage,
undertaking that you
especially if
did.
none of them live in Nashville or Tennessee.
It was a huge. I mean, like how
And
many
so
people were
we
in
started
it?
off with 35 and ended up with 12.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh, it felt like it was
Jeez.
more than that. It was just 12 of us.
There was 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, including me.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot.
And then, so for me, I'm just like, I'm glad that it came together and looked great.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but for me, I'm just like,
I feel like I'm exhausted.
Juice wasn't worth the squeeze at the end of the day.
yeah, because I'm just
If
like,
I could
because
drink, I'd have a drink.
Because now it's affecting my mental health.
Right.
Because now it's just like, it's this thing that's supposed to give me joy is taking away from me. And so now I'm
when
like,
you're doing classes, sorry to interrupt. So when you're doing classes now, what is your format? Are you teaching a routine, or are you just teaching it socially?
I'm just teaching the style. So like in the Afro class, it's
because when do they have time to? When are they able to practice it? Because
they practice it on their own, or if we do an Afro line at a social. And so the idea is that you learn these different styles under the Afro umbrella. Mm-hmm. But the whole goal is body movement.
Right.
So Afro dance has this way of putting you out there to get used to your body.
Yeah.
Because it exposes you to so many different ways to move that as a byproduct of doing those movements, you have to understand how to execute them. And because of that, you begin to understand your body more. And then so the more iterations of it that you do, the more at the end of the day, you're just like, oh, okay, I know to execute this move, I'm going to have to sit in my left hip, lift up my leg from my knee,
Right.
and then shoot it forward and let my neck kind of dangle and my neck be last thing that gets pulled forward.
Yeah.
And so they learn these different styles and they do combinations. And so the format goes, it's a 4-week thing. You learn the moves and you learn the history. You learn the history and then you learn the moves of the style, like 4 moves. Then you learn how to do the moves. And then next week you review them and do them again, and then you get a little combo.
Yeah.
And then the next week you refine. And
But
then the final week you just kind of do it all together, and you
Right.
take a video and you take it with you.
Okay, so it's like a jazz or a dance class, that something like I would teach. You do it, but you don't. I guess the difference is it's not partnering. So it's like,
No.
when do they have a chance to practice it? I
They go
guess
home and practice it.
They just go home. They don't
Yeah.
do it. It's not in a social setting.
Yeah, they can go to social settings, right? Because your progression is only limited by what you want to do.
Right.
If you want to dance Afro, you can do it by yourself.
Well, yeah.
If you want to come to a social and do it, that could be a thing that gets done should people and should the space gets created for do it.
Right.
And if you really want to do it, you go to a Kizomba festival.
Okay,
And
I'm
then
gonna
you
do
go
that.
And you go to
Wait, there's
Kizomba.
one here.
Yeah.
Right? They're
Right.
doing
And then
one in
I'm teaching an
Nashville?
Afro class there. Like Pal's having his.
When is it?
Kizomba routine. It's like, I think it's the weekend of the 16th of May.
Okay.
Right. And then so all these people are going to come in and teach Kizomba.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then I'm teaching an Afro class. And so then at Kizomba socials,
You'll do it.
right, people do Afro lines because it's a part of Afro dance,
Right.
right? Because Angola is not just a country of just Kizomba. Angola also has Kuduro, right? And which is a form of Afro dance. And so the idea is that the more you go out and get it for yourself, then the more you actually like level up and really get comfortable with that kind of movement. And then through that kind of movement, you get used to just understanding your body and how to move it. But it's not going to happen if you just sit and hope that it comes to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So much to talk about.
Yeah, do your lightning round.
Huh?
You got-
Okay.
We're at like an hour 45.
Odie, we have so much to talk about. I have
It's,
more
it's never
things.
it's never a bad thing to have somebody back because you have that much stuff to talk about.
I know we may have to do a part 2 because
Yeah.
there's so much with dance. But
Yeah.
I want to do a lightning round. So these are just like quick questions.
Okay.
So what is one thing that is always in your car?
Water.
Of course. What's your favorite sound?
Afro music.
Okay. What's your least favorite smell?
Rotten eggs.
Yeah, it's kind of gross. What is your biggest pet peeve as a lead for a follow?
Disconnected follows.
Okay. I thought you were going to say like follows that try to take control.
It was more
That
so if they're
back lead.
just not here.
There's nobody home.
There's like
really?
if they're
Oh, they're looking around and stuff?
right. If you're not connected with me, we're not really dancing with each other.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You have people that do that with you? Do
Oh,
I
yeah.
do that?
I've had people do that plenty of times over the years.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is one thing that's quirky about you?
Let's say, I guess I like anime.
Okay.
People call that quirky.
It is quirky a little bit. I know nothing about it.
Yeah.
I have your nickname. Let's see. If you could come back as an animal, what would it be?
I would be a blue whale
Okay, why?
because the blue whale is vast
Vast.
and they're rare to see.
Yes.
And they feed on the very smallest things, and they could just travel anywhere in the ocean,
Yeah.
pretty much.
That's a great answer. All right. 3 adjectives to describe you.
Considerate, self-aware, and
In control.
let's see, and
Organized.
sure. Considerate, self-aware, and goal-driven.
Okay. Those are good. Good adjectives to describe you. Sweet or unsweet tea?
Sweet.
What's your favorite sandwich?
An egg sandwich.
Okay. But you don't like rotten eggs.
No.
Okay.
No rotten
Okay, this
eggs.
is the last one. What's a strange food combo that you partake in?
Egg sandwich with peanut butter and jelly.
Okay, that's real
A
gross.
very like
That's so
on
gross.
the sandwich. So like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but with like egg, lettuce,
Eggs?
tomato in it. Yes,
Okay.
I don't do that now.
Yeah.
But in the past, I was just like, I wonder what would that taste like. So I did.
And you like it?
Yeah, it was interesting. It was pretty nice. It's like sweet and savory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like potato chips with peanut butter on them, like Pringles, and you can like put them together and eat it like a sandwich.
Yeah, it was very good.
It's good.
Yes.
All right.
If you would just look into this camera here that's in front of you and just tell the people that have been listening where they can find you if they want to continue keeping up with your journey, etc.
Yes. So you can find me at artist Odie, ODIE, after it's all one word, on Instagram and on YouTube, and you can find me there, and that's where all of the like posting of the dance videos usually happens.
Yes, and he teaches at
teach,
Dance
right.
Nashville.
Yeah, I teach at Dance Nashville on Tuesdays, usually with Nicole, and then I teach my Afro body movement class on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. And so we start.
I need to come to that.
We start every month with like new moves, but with the same history. We do a different style every quarter. And then there's no drop-ins, but you can take half of the month. You could either take half a month or a
When's
full
it
month.
start again? Because
It starts May 6th. It starts next Wednesday. Next Wednesday.
Dang.
Is that next Wednesday?
I don't know. I'll be in Puerto Rico. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to do it the next.
Yeah. Next Wednesday, you could. People will sign up for either a full month or the half month for Afro House.
Okay.
Very nice.
Awesome. Thanks,
That'll
Odie.
do it.
Yeah.
That was
job.
awesome.
Yes. Thank you.